Have you ever been in a scenario where you were going to take an exam and knew you had gone over everything, only to forget it? Or were you about to give a presentation when you suddenly lost track of what you were trying to say? Being forgetful is becoming more widespread, not only among the old, but even among the young. Many of us have even wanted a memory chip implanted into our heads to help us absorb information faster. But did you know that many practical strategies can help you be more productive and remember things quickly, as strange as they may seem? The benefit of learning is that it never ends. Even if you do the same things for the second time, learning never stops. This applies to everything, whether you are studying, working, or establishing a business. Learning is one of the most common tools that is crucial in entrepreneurship, but is frequently under-leveraged. Everyone talks about learning systems, but only a few are able to unveil the real techniques on how to use these knowledge and application tools to make money. Elon Musk has shattered that barrier by employing learning techniques that have been proven successful countless times. Undoubtedly, Elon Musk is a genius, as he has a unique and highly effective approach to solving problems. Besides reading thousands of books, Musk works with highly successful people and spends tons of money on his ideas. Elon Musk, the famous tech genius and billionaire, shares two of the most practical tips for learning efficiently. Let's jump in. Number 1. Build a tree of knowledge. A fan wanted to know what tactics Musk utilized to learn so much so quickly. In a typical Reddit AMA, that's Ask Me Anything for the uninitiated. I know you read lots of books and hire a lot of educated people and suck up what they think, the eager inquirer continues, but you have to admit you appear to have found a method to load more knowledge into your mind than practically anyone else here. How do you do it so well? Musk humbly admits that despite appearances to the contrary, he frequently thinks his head is overburdened. Then he gives readers some basic advice on challenging themselves over their imagined limits. He argues, I believe most individuals can learn a lot more than they think they can. They undervalue themselves without even trying. Elon Musk believes that knowledge is like a tree. It has roots, branches, leaves, and a trunk that can be dissected to learn the fundamentals. As he once quoted, one piece of advice, consider knowledge as a semantic tree. Make sure you know the essential concepts, that is the trunk and the branches, before getting into the leaves or the details, or they won't have anything to cling to. The idea of the semantic tree might not be that common to everyone. However, it is a well-known mathematical and programming subject, and the message of his rule is simple. Don't get too deep into a subject without mastering the conceptual framework. Of course, this also includes the main concepts and arguments at the subject core. To put it simply, you must first understand the focal point of the subject before delving deeper into its branches. A conceptual framework is a textual or graphical depiction of how variables are supposed to relate. The features or qualities you want to investigate are known as variables. In terms of learning, knowing which elements dangle from a branch and which make up the tree's trunk base is beneficial. Musk is an expert on this. He is a genius at determining what drives the industry in which his companies operate. As a master of his own ideas, Musk ensures that he can handle the trunk, which is the main substance, before moving on to its branches, he explains. When you want to master something, you have to cut it down to its most basic form, and then make a progress from there. While Musk does it this way, many of us do it the opposite way. Some of us go with the easier parts, which act as the branches, without fully understanding the main core, or trunk, of the problem or the idea we are trying to disclose. With this, we end up not really knowing how the idea works, which is why we forget it easily. Our learning process is similar to growing a tree, with a small-sized trunk and several fuzzy branches. This happens naturally when we try to put a new idea or concept into our heads, causing the tree to fall down. To learn something quickly, we must first master the knowledge that makes a strong tree trunk. It may take a little longer initially, but without a strong stem, we are unlikely to have a strong foundation on which to build knowledge and other skills. When you desire to study something, you are enthusiastic about it and want to immerse yourself in it entirely. You will pay attention to every detail and will not overlook anything. Following his technique, he encourages everyone who wants to learn faster to never get distracted of the overall picture. Start at the bottom and keep moving towards the top until you understand every single detail. Significantly, you won't be able to support any extra learning or skill without strong roots and a trunk. Number 2, you can't remember what you can't connect. This is true in most aspects of our life, especially if you are trying to remember or memorize something. Many memory experts agree that connecting something with what you already know is the best way to remember it, since new information has the tendency to go in one ear through the other if there are no mental hangers for it to stick. Maybe this is also the reason why most of us cannot remember the names of strangers, because we don't have any memorable experiences with them. These type of hangers might be found while learning the basics of a subject. Here's how Musk was able to cross industries and seemingly transform his entire businesses fairly quickly. Musk does not obtain data arbitrarily. Still, instead, he integrates what he takes into a deeper, more stable foundation. He began with firm roots and sturdy trunks, and as his expertise grew, he started to link the branches and then the leaves with the other trees. As what Jake Doggy, a writer and a blogger, says, the majority of us are not gardeners, but twig collectors. We go through life gathering information from numerous references until our hands become sore of carrying the branches. At this point, the pile of branches becomes too heavy, and that which limits us from living the way we want. The same is true when answering an assignment without reading the whole context of the book or lecture. It only causes you confusion and distress, which will later on result to failure. Elon Musk recognized this, so he planted trees in good soil to create a deep and rich learning center. He accumulated a wealth of information by reading thousands of books, doing numerous studies, and conducting experiments to completely comprehend how something works and how it may be improved by applying specific theories and principles. In all fairness, we can actually accomplish the same skills by following these 2 simple rules by Elon Musk and taking them to heart. Build the knowledge trunk first, then work relentlessly to connect the branches. So heed Musk's advice and be strategic if you want to learn quicker. Don't jump into more complex stuff without mastering first the fundamental tenets of whatever you're studying, even if that's what draws you to it. Spending a bit of extra time on the fundamentals will result in faster and better learning in the long run, even if you're progressing at a slower rate than before. That's fine. In fact, you're establishing the foundation for exponential growth. As we've seen, Elon Musk follows some simple rules to learn and remember things easily. By building a tree of knowledge and connecting related information, he is able to quickly recall facts when needed. You can apply these same principles in your own learning endeavors by starting with the basics and expanding outwards. Be sure to connect new information to what you already know and see how much easier remembering becomes. How do you think about learning and memory? Let us know in the comments below and subscribe for more great content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.